Alright, so today I've decided to make a tier list of all of the ARX items because, as we know, some are better than others and some are just completely underused. So I'm going to start with the common items because who wouldn't? So we have first Hidden Mine. Hidden Mine is not bad per se, but it's not exactly the best. It can be used to drain their health quickly, but only if they run into it. Only if they run into it. So I'd say it's like C tier. The throwable bomb, however, is probably B tier because, well, it's throwable, it goes over walls, it destroys buildings quickly. Um, the only downside really to it is that you get hit and your teammate can get hit, along with all your minions and such. So that's what places it in B tier. Exploding Barrel, despite its buff, I still think it's very situational. So, I'm not gonna say F tier, but I think it'd go in E tier. Because it's way too situational for its own good. If you can trap someone in it, then that's amazing. But only if you can trap someone in it. So, Poison Shot, next item. It's heavily underused. Whenever I see a poison shot, people aren't just like competent enough to use it in a way that will drain their health, so that you can just get the few shots off you need to kill the other person. So I'd probably place this in B tier because it's sort of on the same rank as throwable bomb, just a little bit better. So next up, Rat's Nest. Rat's Nest is it's not very good. Let's just say that. Multi-arrow. Now this is an item I can get behind. It's very good. It drains their health very quickly, and it can just, if you're trapped, you could shotgun them. Long shot, basically the same thing except far away. And obviously, it goes over walls. Disguise. It's very good for tricking the AI, so that if there's minions that they have and they're not hitting you, you can just make the minions walk away from you. Because once you disguise, they're like, oh, that's a statue, that's not a person. Which hopefully that'll get fixed, because disguise is very obvious to a human, but not to a computer, which doesn't know the difference. So I'd place this in C tier. Catapult's a pretty good item. It can shoot over walls, it does mediocre damage, and I'd say it's better than throwable bomb and poison shot, so I'd put it in A tier. Fast turret is, again, a situational item. Not as situational as exploding barrel, but it's still not exactly the best. It's good for chipping away damage, but that's about it. Barracks is pretty good. The minions have a lot of health, they do a lot of damage, and while playing as Ursa, you could heal them. So, it's a pretty good item. I'd probably place it in A tier, yeah. Spiderweb isn't very good. Just, I never use it. Barracks always trumps it. And it's sort of like Poison Shot in the way it deals damage, but people just don't know how to use it correctly, and it can be countered too easily. So, put that in E tier. Phase Shift is a very good item. I don't use it that often because I just don't like it, but I know in the right hands, it can be amazing. So I'm going to put that in S tier. Pop Tower. Not good. Let's just say that. It just doesn't deal enough damage for what it's worth. Fire Elemental is usually considered the worst elemental, not counting Wraith. But it's very good, in my opinion. Like, in the right situations, it can chip away damage in a way that's enough so that you can get the right shots off to beat the opponent. So I'd put it in B2. Earth Elemental. It's very good. It tanks, it deals damage, despite being up close, then it's just, that's like the only drawback. So I'd put it in B tier. Actually, I'm gonna move Fire Elemental to C tier. Earth goes B tier. Water Elemental. Not much needs to be said here, except that it slows the enemy, and it allows you to get a lot of shots off on them. While playing as Peregrine, it allows the Falcon to just latch onto them easier. With Wraith, the second to last item, a lot of people don't use it because they think it's horrid, and that's sort of the case. It's just not very good, you know? It's just, it doesn't have enough health for what it does. Chain Lightning is very, very good. It can kill opponents easily when they have low HP. It can go behind walls, and not much needs to be said about it. Besides, obviously, it's good. So now, I moved Throwable Bomb behind Poison Shot for a reason, because Poison Shot, in my opinion, is better than Throwable Bomb. So now, I need to go through all of these and show an exact tier list. So, Pop Tower is better than Rat's Nest because of the damage, but neither of these are better than anything above here. Spiderweb is better than Exploding Barrel, only because Spiderweb can be healed, and, well, the spider deals poison damage. In my opinion, not a lot of other people's opinions, Wraith is better than Fast Turret because it can scout out enemies. Like through bushes, it can go over walls. Just good. In here, I'd say Fire Elemental is better than Hidden Mine at Disguise, Disguise being worse than Hidden Mine, because Fire Elemental can be healed, it's just summonable. Although it takes 30 mana, it's very good. Now, as I said earlier, Throwable Bomb is worse than Poison Shot, and I still stand behind that. So I will put Earth Elemental in front of Poison Shot and Throwable Bomb. Now these two can be interchangeable. I do not know which one would be better than the other, but they're even in power. So, Chain Lightning, Water Elemental, Phase Shift, Long Shot, and Multi-Arrow. All the S tiers. Those are all things that are relatively even in strength. But for my preference, I would put Long Shot first, Chain Lightning next, Multi-Arrow, Water Elemental, Phase Shift. That's the order in which I would take items. So Phase Shift would, if I had the option to take any of these, Long Shot would be first, Phase Shift would be last. Well, that wraps it up for my tier list on all of the Ark's items. I might do a character tier list and go in depth about each character, but that's only a might. So, let me know if you want to see that, and I'll see you next time.